when Paul did a road test on a VMAX? He quite liked it, but he said there were some quirks about it. Well, this unlikely setting, a nice little duck pond, is the place for this VMAX, which is a very special one by exact rep. We're now going off to the VMAX Owners Club rally to find out more about this and the VMAX cult. You follow me. Henry Doyle, I accuse you of making this contraption.
Guilty as charged.
A fantastic device, I must say, and just being out on it now, 6,000 revs, and it really does take off, doesn't it? It's that almighty oomph.
That's when that V-boost kicks in, it's what gives it the character.
But look, when Paul first tested it, he thought the handling was a little bit, what's to say, strange, and you go along with this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it is. Not as should have been, if you like, with a motor of that power, of that weight in that chassis.
So what's mainly responsible for that? You know, what gives us this problem of the Yamaha handling, or the VMAX handling?
As I said, the weight of the motor in conjunction with the frame as supplied as standard.
The flexi frame?
A little bit can vastly be improved on, as well as simple modifications right from very low price and yet giving the best improvements.
Yeah.
And that's what we find.
So if you were to take us through this from the front, I noticed compared with the other VMAXs that we got here, you've really got some beefy front forks, haven't you? And these are forks that you can provide
That's
to
right,
them?
no problem.
Now, I found one of the most interesting things was this back wheel that you've done, because you developed and designed this back wheel yourself.
Yes. So
what's the thinking behind that?
Well, it's so that you, instead of the 15-inch by 3.5-inch wide rim, this is 17 by 4.5, 4.5. That gives you a greater selection of tyres to gain this better section of tyre on the road, which then matches with the
flatter.
Yeah, it's a flatter section.
And the other bits and pieces you do, this petrol tank, which we saw earlier. I mean, to anyone out there, you can see this tank looks classic VMAX tank, but it's not. It's just this outer skin.
Aesthetically, it's still pleasing, has the same silhouette as the original.
Yeah.
Keeping the same style and looks of the original bike, not detracting into a...
And you did that because the ordinary tank, and you said you've had some people who've bought VMAXs and then they can't fill it up because they don't know where the filler is.
That's right, I'll just show you,
Yeah.
But there's two little catches here.
Yeah.
And the original tank below there
just down there,
is only actually 3 gallons, which generally leads to about 80 to 100 mile an hour fill-ups.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, if you just compare it with some of the others, it doesn't look any different, does it, at first sight?
It's in keeping with the style, you're not detracting from that,
And these air scoops that aren't, are they?
They're not, they're dummy air scoops. It's about the only thing that is dummy about the bike.
So these carb mods that you do, we can see you've got the manifolds loose there. What's it all about? You know, how does it differ?
Well, what you do have, as original, the engine was designed as a US full power spec. Most people are looking for this as a viable motorcycle with as it was designed, with this butterfly mechanism that actually cuts in. This sits in between the set of carburetors, the bank of 4, and at 6,000 revs or thereabouts, what happens? This butterfly affair opens like this.
Oh, we can turn it around so the camera can see it.
And it allows the intake from 2 carburetors to enter into the cylinder of the incoming tract. Therefore doubling the power, similar to a turbo or like a twin choke Weber type affair of carburetor.
So normally you've got in effect a sort of a carb. There's 4 carbs sitting on here, one for each cylinder on the manifold.
That's right. Yeah. There's 4 carburetors. Normally they're only feeding singularly at below 6,000 revs into each single cylinder.
Right.
But as I said, afterwards, after 6,000, this then opens up, activated by the V-boost control unit and the V-boost servo motor, to actually allow the intake to be doubled
Right, and that's when you get that massive hike in power.
Which is the character of the VMAX engine.
The neck braking character.
That's right, yeah, it is like the, that's why I've got such long arms myself, you know. So.
Now, the clutch, you do a mod, this is the standard clutch, is it?
That's right, yeah, with a diaphragm clutch spring.
Yeah.
Which does act like a fuse almost in between the powerhouse of the V4 and the gear train. The trouble is, it's a little bit on the verge, too close to a fine line of slipping to not slipping. It can become a problem, which can be solved quite simply by a spring conversion, which actually replaces the diaphragm, going back to the usual type of motorcycle clutch.
The old spring type.
It's multi-adjustable as well, you know.
Do you change the plates as well with that?
Yes, it's best to, so that you actually use Kevlar plates, which are not so
prone to burn out.
Basically, yeah.
Is that because all you guys are always burning out the back tyre?
Well, the back tyre does tend to act like a clutch as well, you know, which gives it that fifth dimension of a motorcycle.
But the old shaft stands up to it then, does it?
Yeah, you can see the drive out the back.
Yeah, but you don't get those twisting off?
Not so much, no, not so much. It has to be looked after carefully at most of the time.
Tell us a bit about the Colt, because you're in the VMAX Owners Club as well. I mean, you started it, didn't it? It's all your fault, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
And so today's event, what's it, just a social gathering?
It's a social gathering, one of our many meets throughout the year. And you can see the different styles and choices of the way people, and the way they modify the bikes to suit their way of life.
Yeah.
You know.
And what is it? Can you sum it up in a sort of a word or two? What it is about the VMAX? What appeals to people?
It's the one-out brutishness of it. You know, the literally stand out from a crowd, no matter where you're rolling.
Stuff,
yeah, that's right. It just goes in there, no matter what condition they are or what shape and size. If it's a VMAX, it stands out.
Yeah. Okay then, Henry. Well, look, I know you guys are champing at the bit because you're going on a run.
Yeah.
Tell me where you're going and we'll try and avoid it.
Just follow the smoke lines on the tarmac.
Thanks, Henry.